So what are we gonna call it?
Well, it's just a mother and daughter talking.
Just a mother and daughter talking.
Yeah.
I like it.
The last time we talked, what were you working on?
I was working on, I was working on stopping sugar. I was working on meditation. And I think I was working on smaller meals and kind of just bringing more consciousness. And I've made progress since then. So I decided to get a continuous glucose monitor to help keep me very conscious and aware. And it's really working, Danielle. I mean, I literally on my watch right now, glucose 81, glucose
Is that
81.
what it's supposed to be? What is it supposed to be?
Well, I am not in any way, shape, or form insulin resistant or diabetic, pre-diabetic, any of those things. So my goal is to be 86 or less when I wake, and then under 100, 2 hours postprandial. So that's just my personal goal. I think everybody has their
Post
own goals.
post
Um,
what?
Prandial, that just means 2 hours after you eat.
Prandial.
Yeah,
Pr
that's the term, postprandial. Never heard of that?
Nope.
Huh, okay.
Spell it. Spell it for me.
Okay, I think it's Prandial, prandial.
Oh, okay. Well, that I wasn't meaning to like quiz you. I just I don't know what it is. I'd never heard that word before. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Um, what I was working on was I think it was really easy. I mean, I know it was really easy. Yeah, so I was working on trying to stick with my routine while I was in Florida, my Seattle routine while I was in Florida, so that way my transition back to Seattle would be easier. And
Yes.
I did okay at it, but I didn't do perfectly. But I will say that since I have been back in Seattle, I've been back in Seattle for not quite 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When did I get back? Yeah, not quite. No, 2.5 weeks I've been
No,
back.
2 weeks.
And
I'm going to say at least 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah. So I have been waking up every day. I think the latest I slept in was on a weekend day and it was like 7:30.
Wow, that's good.
And other than that, I've been waking up. Oh, that's a lie. Yesterday I slept in, but I was not feeling great. I'm sure you can hear my little nasal in my
Yeah.
voice. And I'm not like sick. This is my only symptom, but I just was like, I'm gonna sleep in because on Friday and Saturday, um, I did not get like the best sleep of my life because we were visiting Kevin's sister and her kids in Spokane. And the oldest one came and got in bed with me and Kev on Friday
That's
and
sweet.
Saturday night. So I know, but I'm like, all right, there's a little person in my bed. And they woke me up at, 6 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday morning. So on Monday, I think I was just feeling a little bit tired. But then this morning, back up at 6 a.m. at the gym at 7 o'clock, worked out at 7 and 8 because why not?
Right. Yeah.
And I did a cardio class and a strength class. But anyways, I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling like I'm really sticking to what I said I wanted to work on. So at the end of this, we need to talk about what we want to work on next. But I want to know
Yeah.
more about the glucose monitor. Why did you feel like you needed that? You said you felt
So,
like it would be helpful, but what helpful for what?
so definitely not a need. And I think that it was a decision that I had to weigh pros and cons with because I am someone who is very all or nothing at times. And sometimes that can work for me. So I've worked in therapy with having that, be beneficial at times, but it also can turn ugly. So, um, so I
Wait,
was,
how so? What do you mean it can turn ugly?
well, for example, with my food. So I can be all or nothing on the right track, eating well, no saturated fat, all the fruits and vegetables. When I say all or nothing, I mean 100% all or nothing, on the right track. But then I can swap over to that on the wrong track. And that will take just, I don't know, sometimes a margarita on a Friday night and a little disinhibited, like, yeah, let's have dessert. And then tomorrow, let's have breakfast with bacon. And let's go ahead and get some ice cream. And I'll have 2 scoops on that cone, please. And so it can really go in the wrong direction for me. And so I had been working because I gained about 15 pounds. And you and I talked about this over the past 2 years. And I really, for many reasons, most of them health, want to get that off. And so I've been working really hard, but I was doing well. And then all of a sudden I'd flip and I'd go off the rails for a week and be eating sugar. And if I had lost a pound, I'd gain it back. And so one of the things that I know for sure about my personality is that I respond well to information. And I'm someone who's very curious. I'm a lifetime learner. And I use those traits about myself that I know to my advantage. And so I know that, like, I wear an Oura ring and I enjoy looking at it. I very much enjoy the process of learning about myself every morning and looking at my sleep. And now there's this stress component during the day, which is super cool to look at. By
Oh
the
my
way,
God,
we need to talk about that.
I hate it.
What?
I'm making a note of it that we need to talk about it. I hate the stress thing.
Okay, let's talk about it now. So I'm not sure that I like it either. What do you hate most about it?
I'm going to pull it up right now. What I hate most is that it's like, be careful. You are so stressed between 7
I'm
a.m.
stressed
and
too.
8 a.m. Well,
Yeah.
but like, it'll say like, you're so stressed between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's when I was working out. Like, I'm not just,
It doesn't recognize your workout. It's supposed to recognize your workout.
no, it doesn't yet. Yeah, right
Okay.
now it says, your stress is elevated a bit, which is perfectly normal. Okay, great. And then it says, do you feel like resting?
No,
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 it's
no.
it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't feel like fucking resting. I'm working. Like I'm annoyed by it. I'm really annoyed by it. So that's how I
So
feel about it. How do you feel about it?
okay, so that's super interesting because you and I typically are the same person, and yet again, we're the same person. So I have started to compare myself with others that I know and love that wear them, and their screens are all green. They are relaxed no matter what. They can be in the middle of, I don't know, freaking litigation, and they are calm, cool, collected, no problem, restorative time.
No,
Where I just manage a little
no.
surgery center, just relax. And nope, I am in full bright purple mode. It's ridiculous.
Their Aura ring doesn't fit them well, or so, they got a dud. There's something wrong. They got a
Oh my,
lemon. They need to call Aura and get a new one
I
because
feel like I got a lemon though. I'm not sure that Aura has this daytime stress thing perfected, honestly.
right here's
I don't
something
know.
crazy. 26 minutes ago, said my heart rate was 112.
Really?
What?
See, I can't look at my phone because my phone's doing this record thing. It's very inconvenient, by the way.
I told you to use your iPad.
I can't hook it up to this contraption light thing that you got me.
Hang on, I'm looking at my heart rate. This is very important. My current heart rate is 69.
Your
Would
current heart rate's
light
69? That's fine. That's a good heart rate.
fine, right?
Nothing
And
wrong with that.
I thought for sure this would be really funny because I thought you'd be like, what are you drinking?
I
And
can't
I was
see
gonna
that far. You're on.
like,
Okay, my phone is this big. It's 3 feet away in a round thing with a light. I'm almost blinded. And your picture is like this big. I'm like blinded.
I am drinking what looks like chocolate milk in like a whiskey tumbler because it was like the quickest cup I could find. It's it's iced coffee, but
Yeah.
I didn't have any ice. So it was just in the fridge, so it's still cold, but like you're supposed to put it over ice, but I didn't. So it just looks like I'm drinking chocolate milk.
I did start I did start using Cocovia. It's supposed to help everything, including my brain. So Maybe next time I'll remember. But back to me. So we were talking about me
The
and the
glucose
reason that I got
monitor.
a CGM, continuous glucose monitor. So I know I respond well to these biometrics. And so what I did was I started to kind of think about, okay, you have this ring and you've changed your behavior based on this. I mean, there are times where I really most of the time I don't drink alcohol because I know that if I have a margarita, this ring is going to tell me the next day that I had a horrible
Take
night's
it
sleep.
easy.
It's going to
Take it
be
easy.
right.
You need
It's
to
going to be
rest
all
today.
red, the whole screen, and it's going to say, "How are you feeling?" Because your heart rate was so elevated and you didn't get any deep sleep and no REM sleep. And, take it easy today. And so
Yeah.
I
I know, I
literally
hate that.
changed my
Take it
behavior.
easy.
Yeah. So I literally changed my behavior because of it. And then I have the Apple Watch, which I have programmed now with the modular mode that not only shows all my rings, which I close every single day since June
That's
27th.
just on the face of your watch.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
Oh,
got
no,
the
it drives
big
me
like
nuts.
trucker watch.
Yeah,
Like I
me
got
too.
I got the watch
Who is
that
that?
like
It's so big. It's the size.
you're a truck driver when you
It's
have
the
this
size of my
watch.
wrist.
You
Why do you
have
think
to
a truck
drive a
drivers?
semi truck. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I am a semi truck long haul driver, I have a big watch. I'm
I
a
just feel like
big
Inspector
man with a
Gadget.
big watch. Oh no, I'm a truck driver.
I'm
So yeah,
Inspector Gadget.
so so I can close my rings every day. So my decision point was, and I follow all these health people that are credible health people like Peter Tia, Rhonda Patrick, Rich Roll, Andrew Huberman, the guy we're in love with. And they all talk about them, tout the benefits of these things, and talk about how each person's body responds a little bit differently to different foods. And not just foods, Danielle, your body creates more. Are you laughing? I can't see you.
I
I think
think
you're laughing at me.
I'm like combination, like rolling my eyes and laughing.
Yeah, typical. So your body responds with insulin, glucose related to sleep. Like one bad night's sleep, my glucose will be up. Um, Not only food, but exercise, stress, all these different things impact your glucose. So my goal is right now, when I wake up in the morning, I want to be less than 100. And when I eat, 2 hours after I eat, I want to be, no, I take that back. I want to be 86 or less when I wake up. And
Yes,
when
and
I
2
eat,
hours predator, what did you call it?
postprandial, postprandial.
Prandial.
That just means after you eat.
So why not just say after you eat?
It's a medical term, postprandial. It's something that, I mean, yeah. So here's what I've learned so far. I've had it for about 3 weeks. Now, I got a subscription. And I did join, I made sure that the company that I utilized, there was a, cancel at any time option because it's fairly expensive. It's, two and a half, $250 a month. And so I looked at it and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this?
Because
And then
the one, what's the other one? There's one that like a lot of people tout, but like you're like locked into like a multiple month long subscription, right?
well, so there's different companies that make the CGMs. I think one of the most popular is the Freestyle Libre, and then the other one is the Dexcom, and it used to be a G6, now it's G7. So those are the actual devices. But the companies that you buy them from, if you don't have diabetes, you're kind of limited because in order to get them through your health insurance or with the not going through a study, you have to have a prescription. Your doctor has to order this for you. So there's a
Yeah.
company that you can go through. There's a couple of them that you can go through to get either one of these devices. And basically you sign up for a study and you allow them to take your data. And I guess that makes it a legitimate type transaction, or an okay transaction per whatever government gods there are that say you can have a medical advice or you can't. I don't know. But I signed up for a study, and yeah, I was
No,
required
that's
to sign
just
up.
that is just something that they wrote into it. The company wrote into it because they want your information so they can use it to make more money in the future.
I feel like you say that really confidently, but you know that FOS gene does run in our family, and I'm not
No, I'm 100%.
completely
I'm
certain.
100% right because they're not any sort of government institution. They're probably not. It's not even a research institution. Which
I'm not
research?
saying they're a
Who
government
are they?
institution. What I'm
You said
saying is,
government gods, but who are
no,
they?
government gods. I mean, there are, if you're a private company, you are beholden to the government god. You don't think
Letter
you
from
are?
the
You are.
IRS.
You're paying taxes. You're getting letters from the IRS. So I
Oh,
signed up for the study. And the study, they take the data, and the particular company that I participate with, they have I like the Dexcom G7 because it just automatically feeds to your app and thereby feeds to your watch, which is really cool. And you don't have to put the device by your arm with your phone with the app to get the
so okay,
information.
but you still have not named the company that's actually giving you this information. You've only named the manufacturer of the CGM. So what I want to know is what's the company that is that's making the app that's looking at your blood glucose levels.
Okay, I think I understand now. Thank you for being so clear. It's called Levels.
Thank you. So let me
Yeah,
ask you this because you said you like the Dexcom 7 or whatever.
G6, G7, yes.
Yeah. The option of getting the freestyle versus that one, or was that the only one that they have available to you?
No, I think that there was the freestyle also,
So basically,
but
Levels doesn't care which CGM you have.
that is
They
my
just
impression.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what was the process like when you did that? Did they say like, here, you can buy this thing through us, or it's like go to this other website and buy this thing and tell them that you've signed up with us, or like how did
No,
that
it's all
go?
through Levels. I mean,
Okay.
you go on to Levels, and one of the things that I liked the most about Levels was that you can cancel at any time. So their competitor, I didn't see that option. So I thought, okay, this is good. And candidly, I thought I would keep it for 2 or 3 months and cancel it because it's kind of expensive. But I will say I've already seen myself. I've already experienced, because I am me. I've already experienced some behavior change related to the information. So when I first got it, I kind of tested things out because I try not to eat a whole lot of sugar, but I thought I'm going to try to eat a big old chocolate chip cookie. Somebody at work brought me a big old chocolate chip cookie, and I ate like half of it. And then that evening I ate something else and I can't remember what. I didn't stick really tightly to my fast because I do like a 16 to 18 hour typically. Only did like 14 or 15 hours, and I ate the cookie and then I ate something else that was out of I'd have to look back at my log. And it took my blood sugar 3 days to recover, Danielle. 3 days. My
From
blood sugar
but
was
how do you know it's from?
wonky.
How do you know it was from that one cookie and that
Well, I'm
other
not
thing? Like,
entirely sure. I mean,
because you
but
ate
I
other
didn't,
stuff.
but I ate my normal other stuff that doesn't jack my blood sugar. I mean, I already had
Yeah.
experience with the other stuff. So, like in the morning when
Oh,
I make my
okay.
green drink with the cup of frozen berries and the bin of super greens and the tablespoon of flaxseed and water, and I spin it all up and I drink it at like 10 o'clock in the morning, that pushes my blood sugar to like 90, 92. I know that.
So those
But
are low glycemic foods.
I don't know. I really really don't
I know.
know if
I
they're
can never remember what is low, like what low glycemic versus high glycemic means, like the glycemic index. Like I've listened to so many people talk about it and like read books about it, and I'm always like, I don't know what that means. I mean, I
so
do know what it means. It means the impact that it has on your blood sugar, right? But you want to have a steady or a stable blood sugar. That's basically the uh
the goal.
that's the goal. Yeah.
I think that broadly there are, I mean, yes, you can categorize foods into different glycemic levels, and everyone's individual body responds a little bit differently. So my blood sugar may go to 105 if I eat a banana. Your blood sugar may go to 125, depending on how your body reacts to a banana. So I think it's all relative to the person.
Well, now I want one of these things. I want to know.
It's really interesting. I this weekend I said, I think I may keep this forever. If this helps me modify my behavior, if it incentivizes me at all, because I find this data so interesting, and I don't know if it'll wear off at some point, but my Oura ring hasn't worn off, and my watch hasn't worn off. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
good. I'm glad that
interesting.
you're liking it. I mean, anything, I feel like, I was gonna say, I feel like anything it takes to like live the life you want to live, do it. But like, okay, obviously within reason.
Within
But
reason.
if spending 200, $300 a month on this continuous glucose monitor is gonna empower you to make healthy choices about your diet and your lifestyle, like, why not?
Well, and this is something that you and I talk about a lot because, we try different interventions with our physical and our emotional well-being. And I, at 55 years old, feel pretty strongly with, having had some pretty significant health issues in my past, that I want to live the rest of my life as healthy and feeling as good as I can, again, physically and emotionally. And so if if I want to if I want to do that, and it's okay, it's $3,000 a year, and that's what a vacation or a this or a that for me. I'm going to probably pick whatever it takes for me to feel better, because vacations don't matter if I don't feel super. It all comes
Honestly,
down to, yeah,
in
how you feel.
in today's economy, $3,000 doesn't take you doesn't take you very
You don't
far
get far.
in
I don't know
terms
where
of
I'd get on
vacation. So
3,000, but
maybe so maybe the continuous glucose monitor is not the, not it's not a bad, financial decision. But yeah, no, I mean
yeah.
100%, right? I completely agree. So um I I think I want a continuous glucose monitor for Christmas, but um no, what I really want for Christmas is an e-bike.
And you've said that
An e-bike
before.
for Christmas. Okay, so
I'm worried about that.
I'll wear a
It's
helmet. I'll wear
okay.
a helmet. I'll wear a helmet.
I know how you're a little clumsy at times, dear.
I'll ride it on the sidewalk.
I don't know that that's any better, taking out pedestrians potentially.
Well, that's better than getting hit by a car. I rode the scooter to the gym this
Taking
morning.
others out versus, oh,
Yeah,
this
being
that
taken out.
scooter, that scooter, that makes me a little more nervous than an e-bike.
Okay, well there you go. So yeah, the scooter makes me totally nervous too. But it is
Wow, why are you driving it?
it is a convenient mode of transportation. It gets me from one place to another without
Can I
having to
say
take.
something?
But
This
I feel like
light,
you're gonna. I feel like you're gonna.
this light that you're having me use, when I close my eyes, I'm seeing like green rings. I don't think this is good for my eyes. It's very harsh.
Well, do you want to look good
I'm,
in the podcast or not? I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I can't reach the off button, but I'm just saying, I don't know that this is super for my eyes. I may need to
I think it's
research
fine.
this.
It's actually good for your circadian rhythm to view sunlight, not just
At
in the
night,
morning, No, yes, listen, around the time of sunset.
All right, we gotta hurry.
What?
Sun is setting.
What just happened? I don't know what just happened, but like in your thing, like a little like thumbs up emoji, like blue, 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 blue popped up on the screen. So I was like, sunlight's good for you. And you were just like blue, 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 blue. And I don't think you intentional. And I'm making that noise because it was in like a little bubble floating across the screen. You didn't
I
intentionally
didn't
do
touch
that. I don't know
anything.
how that happened, but the comedic timing was great.
Did you
I was like,
touch
you should view
something?
sun. I was like, you should view sunlight. And it was like, okay.
Did you touch
No,
something on your screen?
I didn't touch anything. And it was your bubble. You touched something. I didn't touch anything.
Touch anything?
Okay,
It's my
so,
phone.
well, I
It's
think you touched something on your
ridiculous.
watch. I think you touched something on your watch.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah. On your trucker watch. So I last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, like the day I got back from Florida, I had a physical. And I two things. One, I'm getting all the blood work done that I'm supposed to get done, all the wacky shit that my insurance doesn't pay for that Peter Attia and Andrew Huberman says I need to have done. So I'm doing that. I haven't gone and gotten my labs drawn yet, but I need to do that. But number two, my doctor, who I totally love, who I'm pretty sure is like a year older than me. He was a resident when I first started seeing him like 9 years
Yeah,
ago.
that tracks.
Yeah. Um, anyways, he who is also my neighbor, strangely enough, not my literal next door neighbor, but he lives like 4 blocks away from me. First of all, about getting the labs done, like so fantastic. And like if your healthcare provider does not do this for you, and maybe this is not directed at you, this is directed more at our listeners. But when you say, hey, I would like to get all this stuff tested, and it's literally just a blood draw, they should just say yes, right? Like, even if I don't officially need it all, which I probably don't, right? He should just say yes. But also, which he does, which I love. But also, number two, he has an e bike that he rides to work every single day. And he has since the pandemic. He says he's put over 6,000 miles on his e bike in the last 3 years. And this is like a dorky white guy. Like, I don't feel that his athletic prowess is any better than mine. And he's been okay. So I'm just saying. So basically, what I'm trying to say is my doctor said I should buy an e-bike.
You did not. Okay, so
So
did you
if
tell?
he said that, then I could have one. And Christmas time is the time to buy them because it's when they're on sale because nobody's biking when it's cold outside.
So did you say what labs you were having done? You're having your sublipids, your particles done, your lipoprotein A, your
ApoB.
ApoB, that's it. I never remember
Yeah.
if it's B or E, but I'm having
I'm
mine done
getting, yes,
too.
that is what I'm having done. I said I'm having
Yeah.
everything. I'm just literally having my regular old cholesterol checked and then the 2 sublipids. There were some other things that I wanted to have tested, but he was like, I don't think that's necessary. Which I can also appreciate. Like I wanted to have like some like different cancer markers tested. And he was like, no, you don't need that. I'm like, okay. So, um, so total subject change. I am going to a cocktail making class tonight.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fun.
I know
Where's that?
I'm really excited. It is at this cute little store in my neighborhood that's a retail store, but they sell like clothes and housewares and also like olive oils and like little skin serums and stuff. It's just a cutesy little boutique. Anyways, she
Okay.
does all sorts of different things. And tonight she's doing, and I know her because she works out at my same bar studio, and she has a cocktail. She's got a woman coming in tonight to do this cocktail making class. So I'm doing that. I'm really excited about it. But then my Oura ring is going to be really mad at me tomorrow, and I'm just prepared for it because on Instagram, my favorite cocktail bar in West Seattle, shout out Otter on the Rocks, my favorite. They are bringing back their seasonal home run of a beverage, the brown buttered old fashioned. And
Oh, I remember this.
today is the day it's back. So I'm going there. I'm going to make a cocktail at this cocktail class and drink it. And then I'm going to walk my happy little ass right around the corner to Otter on the Rocks and have a brown buttered old fashioned. I literally commented on the Instagram in all caps. I will be there tonight. I am so excited. They're so good.
Did I get you some of that brown butter ice cream that we get in St. Augustine at that little place called Chop Shop? Oh my gosh,
No.
it's so good. We need to get some of that next time. And just, oh my gosh, it's delicious. It's brown butter ice cream and they make it in the shop. It's pretty amazing. Brown butter is a thing right now, I think.
I feel like it's been a thing
Yeah.
for a while, but yeah, I do feel like it's having a moment, like a specific moment right now. But
Yeah.
there's this restaurant up here that I think it's like all over the country except for the Southeast, called the Old Spaghetti Factory. And it's like, I don't know, it's like Cheesecake Factory, but not a novel of a menu, like just like pastas and stuff. Because their whole thing is like pasta. Anyway, they do this pasta, they do this spaghetti that's a brown butter, like thick, like what's a thicker, like spaghetti noodle, linguine,
Yeah.
with Mizithra cheese, which is like a kind of a salty, like almost feta flavored cheese.
Yeah.
But it's not crumbly like feta. It's kind of hard like Parmesan. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's so good. It's been a really long time since I've been to the Old Spaghetti Factory, but now I want that. My continuous glucose monitor would not be happy with me if I did that.
So let me tell you one thing that I think is really interesting. So one of the things that I found is if you eat beans with something like spaghetti or some kind of complex or a simple carbohydrate, my blood sugar does not go up as significantly. Doesn't spike as much too. It's more of a, lower, slower curve, and which I think is preferred. But I'm still researching all this. And if you eat vegetables with your simple carbs also, that you get a slower, curve, not a spike. So at least I do. So you remember when we were at the beach together a couple weeks ago, we made the Asian rice noodles, like the cellophane noodles that were so delicious, and then a little bit of sesame. I ate sesame oil, you didn't, but with some cabbage, mandolin, and onions and different things and soy sauce. And I know you made it for your in-laws too. Well, I ate that after I got the CGM, and with all the vegetables, really my glucose didn't spike at all. And that's with rice cellophane noodles. And I thought for certain I would get a big spike with that, but I didn't.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, so
Yeah, super interesting.
I've been doing these factor meals, and the podcast isn't big enough yet that we're sponsored by anyone, but if Factor wants to sponsor me, I'd be super into it because I have been loving them. And I also just have like a discount code that I can share that like everybody gets for signing up. But so if the 12 people who listen to this have made it this far, they can have my Factor discount code and save like something ridiculous, like $100 or something. They send you all this food for like free. But that's how they get you because that's what I did. And now I'm hooked. I love it. It is so convenient.
Yeah.
I feel like the meals are really balanced. I feel like the calorie count every meal I'm having is between 400 and 550. I think I got one that has salmon that was like higher. I think that one was like pushing 600 calories, but like I've been doing it for 2 weeks now and I love it. And I feel like I'm losing weight, which
Well, you are losing weight because you got on the scale and
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, even after I weighed myself yesterday, I didn't weigh myself today, but I didn't go too crazy in Spokane this weekend with my diet, but I went a little crazy because they have like Oreos and like veggie straws, which are like,
who has Oreos? Who does that anymore?
Parents of young children.
Wow.
People with 6-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. foreign to me. I was so proud
Yeah.
of myself today. I think I told you when we were just chatting earlier that we had a covered dish today, and I made like, the 5 ingredient corn casserole that Americans love. Stick of butter, thing of sour cream,
Oh,
corn,
hell yeah. I
jiffy
want
mix.
that. I want that.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, in days past, I ate that, and I didn't eat any of it today. And then I came home, and I don't know why, Danielle, but I just felt so bloated, and I'm like, man, I don't deserve this. I didn't eat any bad food, and I feel bloated. So,
Yeah, so I had a factor meal for lunch, but I am going out to dinner tonight. But I'm going to a vegan restaurant, but vegan doesn't necessarily mean healthy.
right.
This place is
Depending.
they're they're pretty good. I will say that like they don't use any of the like Beyond Meat or the whatever soy cheese. Like they are like cashews and tempeh sort of people. So I
Yeah.
feel like um tempeh is what? Fermented mung beans or something?
No, I don't think it's mung bean. Maybe. I think it's isn't tempeh fermented wheat
Is it fermented
germ or
soy
fermented
beans? No, that's seitan.
seitan,
Seitan
that's
is
it.
wheat.
Seitan
Seitan
is
is
the
wheat
wheat.
gluten.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
But tempeh is it's fermented soybeans. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like fermented. I mean, I don't feel like I know fermented food is good for you. So I usually get like a
So
tempeh
good for you.
bacon. I usually get like a tempeh bacon, like BLT. I'll get when I
Yeah.
go there. So it's like
Yes.
sourdough and the tempeh bacon and they always put avocado on there. And oh my God, it's so good. So
You
I'm
can
really
do
looking forward
worse.
to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
for
sounds
sure.
delicious. That
Yeah.
sounds delicious. All right,
So
sweetie. I
I
gotta get off this light soon. It's gonna mess up my circadian rhythm. It's like it's here, it's after 7 o'clock at night. I'm close to bedtime and I've got this like bright, very bright light.
okay, I have one product recommendation. At least I think it's going to be a product recommendation.
Okay.
So I went for a hike last Wednesday. I played hooky in the morning and went for a hike because in Seattle, when the weather starts to turn, you can't really get outside unless you're like super geared up, and that's like a pain in the ass. And like mudslides and stuff happen and snow.
Right.
So, anyways,
Just that
yeah,
trivial little thing that you have to
yeah.
think
So
about.
you don't want to go hiking, you'll mudslide right off a cliff during the rainy season. Um,
Right.
but the weather was nice, so I wanted to go for a hike, and I drove out. I did Rattlesnake Ledge, which is like a
Oh, around
40
the
minute
lake.
drive. No, no, not that one.
Okay.
That one's 3 hours away from home and a 7 mile hike. Rattlesnake is 4 miles round trip. It's a 40-minute drive from home. So I left the house at 6:30, got there at 7:15, was hiking, was done with my hike by 9. I was home by 10. So I didn't play too much hooky. But anyways, I didn't have coffee before I went because I'm like, it's too early in the morning to be drinking coffee. Um,
Right.
so and Rattlesnake is an out and back hike. So you hike up to a point and then you go back down the same trail. Well, at Rattlesnake, it's called Rattlesnake Ledge. And there is like a big stone ledge where you look out and it's just so beautiful. I sent you a picture and
Yes,
you
I
look
remember.
out and you can see like the mountains. And like as I was hiking up, like the sun was coming over the mountains. Like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. So, anyways, I sat there for a few minutes when I got to the top because it's so lovely. And I hugged my dog and like may shed a little tear because it was just so beautiful. And I just love, like, I'm just like so like thankful for this life that I have that I can take my dog for a hike on a Wednesday morning. But then I
Something to be
thought,
thankful for.
oh my God, right? I know. So
Yeah.
I then had this thought though, wouldn't it be nice if I had a cup of coffee up here too? Hiked this big ass hike up here, right? It's like 1,500 feet of elevation that you gain over like a mile and 3/4. Um, wouldn't it be nice if I sat up here and drank my coffee and watched the sunrise? Like, oh, that would be so nice. And so I went on a hunt for a coffee cup that could be in my hiking pack and like sloshing around as I'm hiking, right? And I found
Yeah.
one by Fellow. And Fellow, they're like the coffee people. They do like
Yeah.
they have like
Yeah.
I think you guys have a Fellow kettle. Maybe it's Chemex, but whatever. It's like the same thing. Anyways, they had these
Yeah.
beautiful little travel mugs 8 ounces. So it's going to be perfect for like a little espresso if I want
Espresso,
to
yeah.
do espresso.
Yeah.
And so I literally Wednesday morning got back from my hike and went online and started Googling and bought this. It was like $20 too, or
Oh,
25, but it was like, yeah. So it's arriving tomorrow. So anyways, I'm really excited to get my fellow um, little travel mug for my hikes. So before I let you go, because the light is blinding you, what are you going to work on this week?
oh, um, I think I'm working on food. I've got to get this remaining part of the 15 pounds off. I've got to make this a priority. Now, I will say the next time we talk, I'm going to talk to you about what my new plan is for strength training as well, because I was talking to a good friend today, and he was telling me about his weight training routine and building versus cutting. And just, I guess there's all this lingo I need to learn. But, my whole life I've focused on cardio because we all know I've been on a diet since I was 6, literally in first grade.
Yeah.
So it's always been focused on cardio. And so I've done, a little bit here and there, but that's the next frontier for me.
Strength training. Talking about investing a little bit of money into your wellness, if you're able to, something like strength training, I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to work with a personal trainer for a little bit if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think that part of this will be, we've got the gym there at the beach. I think I'll probably work with the trainer there on the weekends or whenever I'm there. I'm going to be there for a long weekend this weekend because my cousin and his wife are coming. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start that, and then I don't know if I'll buy some free weights here or what I'll do, but that's that's my next step.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about you?
I I am working on I actually have less of a wellness goal this time. I want to keep doing what I'm doing in terms of wellness. I want to keep waking up early and having time to relax in the morning before I have to run off to the gym, which has been really nice. Um, Eating my factor meals, feeling like I'm doing really well with that. My goal for this week is I want to digitize my client management. So far, what I do
Hmm.
with my clients is I just have a notebook where I just write stuff down, which is
Yeah.
fine. Um, I keep the notebook, in a secure location and all that good stuff, right? But
Right.
not that anybody's going through my stuff in my office, but um people really like Notion, and my coach and my coach training program really likes Notion and has a guy that she works with that like can help you set up your Notion and stuff. So I don't know that I'm going to need that, but I'm just saying like she likes it that much that she like works
Yeah.
with people who do Notion. So I think I want to do that. I want to at least look into it. And then maybe the
Okay.
goal for the next week will actually be to make it happen. But I want to do a little bit of research, and I want to digitize my client management somehow, because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, wait, I have to flip through all these pages and wait, when did we
Yeah.
talk about that? Where did I write that down? I don't remember. When did I
Yeah.
email them? Oh, I have to go back and look. Like I want to be able to have it all in one place. So that is my goal, is digitizing and finishing my goal setting workshop, which we can talk about next time.
When is your goal setting workshop?
November 14th. So I've got time to finish hammering it out, but I've got like the bones. Right now what I'm doing is I'm putting it all together in Canva so it looks
Can
pretty and I can
can I
give all
do
the
it?
people a printout. Yeah, sure.
Can I do it? Do I get like a discount code?
No,
Or
it's
do I have
free.
to
I'm
pay
doing it.
full price?
No,
Oh,
I'm
it's
doing it.
free?
Yeah, well, at least for this group that I'm presenting it for. But maybe if it's really
Okay.
good, I'll have to start charging people. But yes, you can
Well,
have it for
do it
free. You know
online.
what you can have it for? You can have it for the low, low
An
price of an
e-bike.
e-bike.